Silence as strategy. Outsmart anyone without a word. The shock factor. Imagine this. A king sits in his court, surrounded by advisors all speaking at once, shouting, arguing, demanding his attention. But the king, he says nothing. His silence cuts sharper than any sword. His advisors grow nervous. Their voices tremble. And in that silence, he gains more power than if he had spoken for an hour. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is strategy. And today, I'll show you how the greatest thinkers, leaders, and manipulators in history used silence to dominate without ever saying a word. The philosophy of silence. Friedrich Nietzsche once warned, "Silence is worse. All truths that are kept silent become poisonous." But here's the twist. Nietzsche didn't mean silence is weakness. He meant silence is dangerous because it shapes perception. In a noisy world, silence is rare. And what is rare is powerful. Those who master silence can unsettle enemies, create mystery, and force rivals to reveal themselves first. Silence is not the absence of power. It is the most elegant disguise of power. Act 1. The aura of mystery. Humans crave certainty. When you don't speak, people project their own fears, hopes, and doubts onto you. That projection is where your power begins. Historical example. Napoleon Bonaparte was known for long silences in meetings. His generals would panic, over-explain, even confess weaknesses just to fill the void. Napoleon didn't need to say a word. His silence made others reveal everything. Storytelling example. Nietzsche himself often refused to answer critics in debates. They mocked his silence as weakness. But later, when he finally spoke, his words struck like thunder, because silence had made them rare. Rule 1. Don't answer every question. Let silence build mystery. Act 2. The will to withhold. Most people speak to relieve anxiety. They defend themselves. They explain. They justify. But Nietzsche believed true power is self-mastery, the ability to withhold. Modern example. In a workplace, when accused of something, most rush to defend themselves. But imagine pausing, looking directly at your accuser, and saying, "Nothing." The silence flips the power dynamic. They begin to doubt themselves. Psychological insight. Explaining is weakness. Justifying is submission. The one who withholds, controls. Rule 2. Withhold explanation. Power is in restraint. Act 3. Silence as a mirror. Nietzsche once wrote, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster." When someone attacks you, they want you to mirror their anger, but silence refuses. Your silence forces them to hear their own echo, and it destroys them. Personal example. In relationships, arguments escalate when both sides shout louder. But the one who stays silent makes the other look irrational. Psychological trick. Silence is interrogation. The less you say, the more the other person reveals. The quiet listener becomes the hunter. The loud talker becomes the prey. Rule 3. Use silence to expose others. Let them reveal themselves. Act 4. Silence and strategy. Silence isn't just psychological, it's tactical. Historical example. During the Cold War, silence was more terrifying than words. Neither the US nor the Soviet Union revealed their full hand. That silence created paranoia, hesitation, and fear greater than open conflict. Business example. Steve Jobs mastered silence in negotiations. He would simply pause, waiting. The other side, uncomfortable, would overtalk and eventually give away concessions. Rule 4. In strategy, silence buys time, and time is leverage. Act 5. Silence is transcendence. At its deepest level, silence is not just strategy, it's transcendence. The person who speaks constantly seeks validation, but the one who remains silent already knows their worth. Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch, the higher individual, is not desperate to be understood. They act. They embody. They remain still while the world scrambles for recognition. Practical insight. The next time you're in a group, don't rush to share your opinion. Let others fight for attention. Sit back. Observe. When you finally speak, your words will weigh 10 times more. Rule 5. Silence signals self-sufficiency. That's ultimate dominance. The dark side of silence. But beware. Silence can be misused. Tyrants use silence to hide crimes. Manipulators use silence to confuse. Abusers use silence to control. Silence is a double-edged sword. Wield it with intent, or risk becoming the very monster Nietzsche warned about. Still, history proves one truth. Silence unsettles the weak. Silence elevates the strong. So here's the secret. Your silence isn't absence. It's presence. Every pause, every withheld word, every moment of restraint, it forces the world to lean toward you. Nietzsche's warning is clear. Speak less. Mean more. Outsmart everyone, without saying a single word. If you want to master the dark psychology of influence, subscribe now. Because here, we turn silence into power.